Happy New Year, and I hope that 2016 is a fantastic year for everybody. And if your plans include English, like I said, I'll be here for you, and I'm looking forward to lots of great, exciting, fun lessons. My Minjung asked me my New Year's resolution. Personally, I haven't really thought too much. I'm really happy with the fact that I quit smoking. As many of you know, it's been over a year since I quit smoking. That's a big thing for me. So personally, I'm kind of happy. I guess I would like to read more. That's one thing I'd like to do. Business-wise, of course. I want to grow the number of students, and that's one thing I want to do this year. And the big thing that's kind of urgent, I want to hire two native English speakers, hopefully with experience, and finding two really good people to help you guys and everyone else out is a big priority for me. Right now, for example, we have DDM Live with Matt and Miguel and Clive, and that's every week, which is so excellent. Can you imagine if we had two more chances every week to have DDM Live? Boy, that would just be amazing, and the price wouldn't change. So that's pretty cool too. That's what I want to do. Maybe it's a business suicide, but maybe in time it will actually help. I don't know. So anyway, those are my big plans. So today we've got DDM 279, 280, and 281 to discuss. Let me go over DDM 279 first. DDM 279, the title, Let Us Reconsider, Let Us. So kind of a clever title with the pronunciation let us and let us. The pronunciation is the same when we say it quickly. The article I think was kind of silly, kind of stupid, kind of playing with science, playing with numbers. And anyway, the article says lettuce, meaning this vegetable, is worse for the environment than meat. And that just seems kind of insane. And once again, I'm sorry, I disagree with all of this anyway. I think as humans, we should eat the healthiest foods that we can. As long as we are eating healthy food, I think that's absolutely fine. So we have the food guide pyramid, and this is something that we study in school in America. We've talked about this before. And they say in America, they say every day you should have between 6 to 11 servings of bread, cereal, rice, and pasta. Okay, so lots of Americans like bread, but 6 servings of bread seems like an awful lot. That seems ridiculous. I'm sure for me, I eat rice and bread probably every day, but maybe 2 servings of rice and 1 serving of bread, maybe. That's plenty for me. 6 servings, I can't imagine that. 1 serving is about 1 cup. About 1 cup. That seems like an awful lot. That's ridiculous. Vegetables, they say 3 to 5. Fruits, they say 2 to 4. Meat, meat is obviously beef and pork, 4-legged animals. Poultry would be birds. Chicken is the big one. Chicken, turkey, duck. Fish, any type of seafood and fish are right there. Dry beans and nuts and eggs. This is your protein section. They say you should have 2 to 3 servings of protein. This is the dairy section, D-A-I-R-Y, dairy, milk, yogurt, and cheese, 2 to 3 servings of dairy. And then fats, oils like olive oil, sweets like sugar. They say use sparingly, and that means don't use much, use just a little bit. So this is the food guide pyramid, and I don't know, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, but it seems like it's a lot of food. 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 servings, 13 cups of food a day. I don't know. Maybe that's normal. It seems like a lot to me. Maybe for some people it's not enough. But yeah, this is the food pyramid. I do not think about the food pyramid when I eat. I just try to eat healthy. To be honest, when I eat, I do try to get as much color as possible. So a little bit of brown, a little bit of green, a little bit of red. That's what I do. Yeah, Lita says the same thing. It's a lot, absolutely. I think so too. It seems like a lot. Anyway, that's the food pyramid. Here's the dairy again. Butters and yogurts and I don't know what that is. Cottage cheese, I guess. Greenhouse gas, talking about where greenhouse gas comes from. Greenhouse gas is especially CO2 and methane, and most of it comes from these areas. Actually, that's not true. A lot of it comes from decaying uh, life, dead trees, dead animals, dead people, and of course our waste. So a lot of it comes from there. So these are the main GHG greenhouse gases: carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. Very small amount of nitrous oxide. So anyway, a little bit of science there. Any questions on let us reconsider lettuce? Questions? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. No questions. That means you saw the explanation video and the answers video, and it's too damn easy. It also means you're a bunch of geniuses. Let's go to DDM 280. DDM 280, this was a final part of our last Seinfeld episode. We finished up Situation Comedy Seinfeld episode in 280, and I'm not going to talk about the story. If you have any questions, of course, ask. John Voight's teeth marks, periodontist, I'm in agony, Woody Woodpecker, this old couple sold me a used pair of sneakers, Kramer and Jerry on the bus, maybe we should get you to a hospital, and Jerry doing some stand-up comedy. Glossary, good stuff here. Whole, periodontist. Periodontist, everybody, to put it simply, gums doctor. Okay, so in your mouth, you have your teeth. Teeth are the white, they're supposed to be white, the white hard parts. And then where the teeth go, the skin, the pink section, those are the gums. So the gums doctor is the periodontist. He's just another type of, there are many types of dentists, and the gums doctor, the periodontist, is one type of dentist. Go ahead, Lita.
Do you see a chat?
Ah, you're asking about pronunciation?
Yeah.
These two?
3. Pick with CK,
Yes.
I think.
Ah, and P-E-A-K. Okay. Yeah, good question. Okay, so pronunciation for these words. This is a long E. This is a short I. And the next one's a short I too. Short I. And then this is a long E. So these two are going to sound the same, and these two are going to sound the same. We use this as a product name in America. So peak, peak, it's the long E. Now remember, when we do the long E, the sound goes out and up. And this is a short I, pick and pick, the sound goes down. So this is your mouth right here. Oh. And when you do the E, the sound goes up and out. And when you do the short I, the sound just falls out. So try this. Peak, pick, pick, peak.
Peak, pick, pick, peak.
Perfect. Sounds perfect. Exactly.
Do you really see the difference between those, yeah?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, the short I and the long E are very confusing for many students around the world, but to the American and to the British person, we absolutely, without thinking, without stressing, hear the difference. Yes, we really do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things you just got to practice, practice, practice. Okay?
Okay.
Go ahead, Andre.
Shane, could you scroll up to the first sentence?
Yes.
Somebody and someone, what's the difference?
Nothing. It's a good question.
Nothing.
Yeah. And teeth on someone's arm, somebody's arm. No, in this situation, absolutely no difference. And
I heard somebody in this sentence.
oh, really? I may have wrote it down wrong. Let me check. It's possible. Let me go back to 280. Ba-bum. I am not a robot. I do make mistakes. Let me see here. The video will go MP4.
Let me ask you something. Could you tell if teeth marks on somebody's arm match?
Oh, absolutely, it's somebody. Oh my God, it's absolutely somebody.
No difference, just two equivalent words. Yes,
Yes.
somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, good. I have to change this now. Thank you. Thank you for finding the error of my ways.
It's not an error. It's just typo.
I love it. Yeah. Great job. Actually, I'm going to leave a comment right now. First sentence. Oh, interesting. Yeah. First sentence. Somebody, not someone. Sorry. Thank you. Fixed it. That's why I need you guys. You guys keep me on par. Sergey, did you have a comment or a question?
Yes, absolutely. We talked about peaks, and actually, Shane, do you remember a term, widow's peak? Widow's peak?
Widow's Peak. Yeah, peaks. Yes.
Yes, and actually, I like physics, as you know, and for example, we don't say waves peak, we say wave peak.
Sergey, maybe it's the microphone. I couldn't hear. We don't say what?
Waves peak, we say wave peak.
Like wave peak. Is this it?
Yeah.
So you don't say waves peak. You say wave peak.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, as a term in physics.
Okay. Yeah, in math and physics too. Like the cosine wave, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Very good.
We don't use possession in this cause.
I like it. Good information. Yeah, we never say widow peak. We don't say widow peak. We have to say widow's peak. But then in math and science, you don't say waves peak. You say wave peak. That's a very good point. That's an interesting grammar conundrum for many people. Great point. Another Sherlock Holmes.
You don't know why?
I have no idea. No, I couldn't tell you the wave peak. I guess the wave. I guess maybe because I'm guessing because every wave has a peak. Therefore, we don't need a possession.
Okay.
Not, and in this case, not every widow has a peak. It's a clothing style, but also it's a hairstyle. So not every man has a widow's peak. So not every man has a widow's peak. Therefore, who is important? Therefore, possession is important. But here, every wave has a peak. Therefore, possession is not important. Does that make sense?
Actually, very creative, Shane.
I think it makes perfect sense. Pretty creative, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
That's why I get the big money that I get.
Yeah, you're damn right.
I love it. I love it. Um, Matt, you took the presentation. I'm going to take it back from you.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to turn off the organizer feature.
I'm going to see.
And yeah, and I'm doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing. Sorry, I
That's
didn't do it
okay.
on purpose.
No, this we gotta figure this stuff out. Don't worry about it. I took it back.
Okay, I'm sorry, everybody.
Matt's gonna get fired. No, I'm totally teasing. Okay, let me go back to the there we go. So other words, yeah, popped, running out of air. This is running out of air, collapsing. Good pictures here with the words. Garage sale, very popular in America, garage sales. Car in the shop. My car is in the shop getting fixed. Ocean liners, bittersweet, good stuff. More questions. Lita, go ahead.
About garage sale.
Yes.
If you sell your belongings in garage sale like that, is it legal?
Yep. Oh, you know what?
And
It's a good question, though. Nowadays, you have to be careful. Some cities do require a permit, but traditionally, absolutely it is legal. But nowadays, in some cities, you do need government approval. I think that's just terrible.
and you don't have to pay taxes and, for
Right,
example,
right.
maybe.
Yeah, you don't have to
Don't
pay
have,
taxes on the
yeah?
sales.
You're lucky.
Now, one thing though, garage sales are only for like one weekend. If you had a garage sale every weekend, then probably the city would say, hey, what's going on? You have a business here. You're going to have to pay taxes. Okay? So if you just have it for one weekend, no problem.
Okay.
Sergey, go ahead.
Actually, a really fine point about pronunciation. Garage, garage, garage. What do you say in some part of America? You know, sometimes I heard garage too.
Garage is going to be very British. And I can't even say it the way they do, but they do. British people do have a unique way of saying it. In America, we do have both garage and garage. I would
Garage.
say most Americans probably use the J sound, garage. And I'm talking about here, the garage sale, garage sale. However,
Also,
there are definitely Americans who say garage sale. So, Sergey, what happens is the faster we say it, the more you're going to hear a zh, especially if we connect it to the word sale. So if we have these two words together and we say it quickly, you're probably going to hear a zh. But if you just hear this word, like put your car in the garage, it's almost always going to be a j. Okay?
garage,
Yep.
garage. The first one is schwa sound, garage.
Yes, this is a schwa and this is a ah, which is actually a short o. Garage, garage, garage.
And the second one, garage sale. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Garage sale. Yeah,
Yep.
whatever.
Perfect.
Yeah, nice. Thank you.
Yep. I think Andre had a question earlier, no? All right, I'm closing this one out, guys. Minja.
No, I think
Yes. I saw another blue one.
on your DIM explanation video,
Yep.
you explained about your house rent.
Yes.
Then you talked applying your whatever something paper. But on the paper, you said you have to explain about your background and your job, something like that. But I really did not understand. But in Korea, we really don't need that kind of papers
Right.
to explain about your background. But why is that in USA?
Yeah, it's a work background, income background, and police background. Uh, yeah, this is now, so for me, I've been in, this is my third move. So when I came to America, I went to an apartment and they didn't ask for anything. They didn't ask for anything. They just wanted money. So before coming back to America, my mom and dad gave them the money, and I got the apartment. Now I'm in apartment number two, and the same thing. I met the real estate agent, and they didn't ask for my. They asked me, "What do you do?" I said, "Well, I teach English. What's your income? It's about this much money." Okay, and that was it. I gave them money. The money, when I say money, it's a deposit. Okay, I gave them the deposit, and boom, I got the apartment. However, for this one, it's actually a small house. It's not an apartment, it's a house, but I'll be renting it. This one, the owner did request all of this information. And owners can do that. Owners can do that if they want, because it's their property. They want to know, can I actually, do I make money? Do I work? Will I be able to pay the rent? How stable is my background? Is it a new job? Was I jobless for 10 years? They want to know that. And what kind of a police background do I have? They don't want a bad guy. They don't want a drug dealer or a murderer in their house. So they can check this type of background to find out. So in America, absolutely you can do that.
You have to submit some kind of proof
No,
papers as well.
yeah, there are services in America that do this for you. So you have to, what is it? You have to authorize them to access your files.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's actually good because if I owned a house and I was going to rent the house to somebody, I would want to know about that person. Yeah, I would. I think it's good.
Yeah, but what if you increase the deposit?
I still don't want a drug
Like,
dealer. I still don't want a
all
drug
right.
dealer in my house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was very interesting to me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, in Korea, I had apartments for 20 years and I never had this type of question.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Lita, go ahead.
You said about services
Yes.
who can access to your files, but how it works? You said to realtor, I want to have that apartment, and you said, give me your permission or something, and I'll check you.
Yeah,
For
what the realtor did was he said, okay, the owner of the property wants to check your background. And I said, okay. And then he sent me a link, an internet link to the service. And there's only 3 companies in America, but he sent me a link to one of the companies. And then I have to go to this company and I have to authorize. And what happens is I authorize the realtor like one day to access my information. So he has to get that information for that one day, and then he gives it to the house owner.
online, it was online.
It was online, yes.
Okay.
Matt, I
And
think you're right.
will you get the deposit?
Go ahead, Sergey.
And will you get your deposit back when you leave?
Yeah, it usually takes, and I have cats, so that's an extra deposit. But it usually takes about 2 months, and then I'll get my deposits back, yes. So right now for this house, I have a deposit, and I guess maybe in March or April, I'll receive the deposit back.
Okay. And about your new home or house, do you have to pay, some kind of deposit again?
Absolutely.
And how much? Approximately.
Yeah, it's usually 1 month's rent or sometimes 2 months rent. It depends. It
Yeah.
depends. But usually 1 or 2 months rent.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
very cheap.
Yeah, unlike Korea, it's extremely inexpensive, which is probably why they want to check the background.
Okay, I guess so.
In Korea, the cheapest place I lived in, the deposit was $20,000. That's the deposit.
Yeah, I think it's quite cheap comparing to others in Korea.
Exactly, this is a really, really cheap house. This is extremely cheap in Korea.
So half deposit and half monthly pay that you did?
Oh, for Korea, I think I never did the chunse. Yeah, I always did the chunse. Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah.
You know, nowadays in Korea, the price of jeonse goes up to the proper price of a house.
I bet.
So that's why people trying to pay half deposit and half monthly paid
That makes
nowadays.
sense. That makes sense. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Pretty
but it's
expensive.
all good for owners, not for how do you say, the borrower,
The renter. Yeah,
the renter. Yeah, we don't like that, but the owner really want to,
yeah,
because nowadays the bank interest is just nothing,
yeah.
so
Exactly.
they just want to get more money from that.
I don't blame them. More questions. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, guys. Okay. Actually, you both were talking about South Korea, and what about immigration in South Korea? It's not a big issue, You don't have any immigrants at all.
It's almost impossible. I had a
Yeah.
very hard time. Yeah, regarding compared to Europe and America, especially America, immigrating to Korea, even for me, it took me, my goodness, it took me about 15 years to get an immigration, a green card. Every
Really?
Oh yeah, it was very difficult. Every year I had to go back to immigrations every year. And also I could not do any job. Every time I wanted to do a job, I had to get approval from the government. It was very difficult, very, very tough.
Oh my God. Really? I didn't know that.
It's very tough. Yeah.
Hmm.
Once I got the
So
green card, then
finally you got the green card at the end.
and then it was,
I remember that.
yeah.
Hmm. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds like me wanting to immigrate into the USA right now.
It can be really tough, can't it?
Yes, it can.
No, I
Uh,
know.
Yeah.
I know, of all people, I know.
It's a long process. You need to hire a lawyer. It's expensive, and it's really tough. But I tell you, I recommend that you try now because Obama's pretty nice. I think in the future it's not going to be as easy. But if you want to immigrate, now is the time to really try. But after that, I don't know, might be tougher.
Well, what
I
do you
should
mean?
try right now.
Go ahead, Matt.
What do you mean by immigrate?
If anybody wanted to immigrate to the United States, now is an easier time, I think, I don't know, than the future. I think in the future, Same thing with Europe. I think it's going to get tougher and tougher. Immigration rules around the world are probably going to get tougher.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there is a distinction between, there are different ways you can get into a country.
Yep.
And yeah, and that's, well, I'm going to leave it at that.
Well, yeah, in America, the big problem right now is there's the working visa, there's the working visa, and there's the refugee visa, and then we have, obviously everybody knows we have a problem with the illegal immigration, and stuff like that. So we have three issues. The working visa, this is a lot of Asian students, and I mean Chinese and Indian students who graduate from an American university, who are very highly qualified, highly skilled, and they get a special visa. And companies like Facebook and Google love these people because they can pay a much lower salary to the employees compared to a regular American citizen. So this is a big complaint that American citizens have. The refugee visa, this is an interesting dilemma, and my understanding of a refugee visa was if you're a refugee, you come for a short period of time until your country is safe, and then you go back. But I don't know. I guess it's different. My understanding is different. And illegal immigration, because I went to Korea and I have many friends who were illegal immigrants, and they got in big trouble. They got kicked out of the country. It was a big problem for them. I do not support illegal immigration. I don't. In Korea, I spent lots of money doing it legally, so I cannot support illegal immigration. I think it has to be legal. So yeah, they're big issues.
But Shane, personally, I really don't understand because in Korea you're quite well reputed on your field.
You know
in
what?
this field, and also you're quite famous, I think.
Minjung, I would go to the immigration center and everybody would know my name.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't matter. Every year, it didn't matter.
Oh my God, I can't imagine. Even you're on the air as well on TV.
Yeah, I went to the immigration probably
Oh,
when I was doing the radio and TV and the English Institute, at least 3 or 4 times a year I would go there.
oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Sergey, go ahead.
Why didn't you apply for South Korean citizenship?
I didn't because I'm not a Korean, you know what I mean? So I thought the green card was enough for me. The green card was perfect for me. It allowed me to stay. I could pay taxes. I could even vote. I couldn't vote for president, but I could even vote. So the green card for me was perfect. At the end of the day, I came back to America too, so it's a good thing I didn't give up my citizenship. But I was very happy living in Korea and being in voting and paying taxes, doing everything that a Korean person does. But I'm obviously not Korean, and I never tried to be Korean. I tried to assimilate as much as possible, but I didn't think getting my citizenship was a good thing. I thought I should stay an American.
Actually, I'm talking about some kind of double citizenship.
Can't in America.
Okay. It's not allowed.
For some countries, you can't. Especially, I think what it is for men. Men in Korea and the U.S. have to pick either Korean or U.S. citizenship, and that's because of the military. You cannot have both. It's either or.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. All right, closing DDM 280. Way too much personal information. Damn. Good questions though. 281. 281, this was a brand new Seinfeld episode. And we have Jerry's stand-up routine. He's talking on the phone. He's going to meet some woman at the Diplomats Club, which is the private VIP section at the airport that I've never been in. Elaine is going to quit her job. She's very excited. George is going to borrow Jerry's camera so that he can save his job. Elaine does not quit her job because her boss, who she hates, amended his will. Very important word, will. He's getting sick, so Elaine tells him, no, don't take a cold pill, don't take cold medicine. You have to check with the pharmacist first. And then we have George at the office taking a picture with his boss. His boss is black. George says, oh my God, you look like a famous black boxer. And the boss thinks George is being racial. In America, maybe in your country too, you have to really be careful about race things. Jerry thinks so too. Jerry thinks maybe your boss thinks you have a racial bias. When you see black people, you think one way. George says, no. And that's pretty much it. Jerry needs to go to the drugstore and pick up a toothbrush. That'll be coming up. Vocabulary, scam. We've had this word several times. Divide us into, classes, stewardess, that little look like sash. This is a sash. A show, reorganizing, good word, scary word if you work at a company. On thin ice, an excellent expression. This man, I think it's a guy, is really on thin ice, very dangerous. But in a relationship, if you are on thin ice, it's a very dangerous, precarious situation. Okay, it's a good expression, great expression. As it is, very common phrase. Transparent, amended, will. This is a key word for this assignment, for this Seinfeld, so you have to understand the word will and beneficiary. These are legal terms, L-E-G-A-L, legal terms. Has come to be, someone is taken care of, gone. I feel a cold coming on, medicine cabinet. Pharmacy, a shot, a picture, back me up, support me. A racial bias, marched on Selma, and no luggage. Questions? Lita, go ahead.
Jerry's line. I'm not going to understand his joke. I'll be the one without the big red sash.
Okay. So if you go to a VIP lounge, okay, you understand VIP lounge, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you go to a VIP lounge, the employees, the men and the women, evidently their uniform includes a big red sash.
Mm-hmm.
So Jerry will be one of the people without the big red sash. So the idea is there are very few people in the Diplomats Club. It's going to be late at night. It's going to be around midnight. So when you walk into the Diplomats Club and you're looking for me, you'll be able to see me. I'm the one who's not the employee. I'm the one without the big red sash. It's just a silly, stupid joke.
Ah, okay.
Okay? Next question.
Sure. I think I got 3 questions. Can I?
Yep.
What's the difference exactly between gag man and comedian?
In America, we don't use the word gag man.
You never use,
Never.
but you have the word.
Yeah, we do. It's very old English, and it would refer to slapstick or prop comedian. And we've talked about this before. Slapstick comedian would be like Kramer. Very physical, very, very physical. Okay, so a gag man would be a physical type of humor. Or a prop comedian. A prop comedian is a comedian who uses something to make a joke. So he'll use really big glasses, or he'll use a funny looking hat, or something like that. So A prop comedian uses something to make comedy. A slapstick comedian uses physical humor to make comedy. And the old term for these types of comedians is a gag man. Okay, now we just say a slapstick or prop comedian, but a long time ago we said gag man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's very interesting because in Korea, in old days, we used to use comedian, but nowadays we are getting to try to use gag man. So that's what I'm just asking you. Because you're on TV, they said in the past we were called comedian, but now we are gag man. So I really don't understand what the difference between them.
Yeah. Very good.
And you explained what was it? The bias.
Yes.
This could be typical stereotype.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we have bias, there's two definitions we need to understand when we talk about bias. One definition, an assumption we have about someone. Like black, especially in this case, a racial bias about black people or about white people or something like that. The other definition is not giving all the facts in order to affect someone's opinion. Okay, and what that means, I'll explain what this means. If you watch CNN news, CNN is very pro-Obama. And they're very anti-Republicans, and I'll use Trump since he's the big guy, very anti-Trump. If you watch Fox, they're much less Obama and much more Trump. Not too much, but a little bit more. So anyway, just for our understanding, we'll say CNN is pro-Obama, anti-Trump, and Fox is anti-Obama, pro-Trump. Now, my mom only watches CNN, but my mom doesn't like Obama, but she only watches CNN. So do you think my mom likes Trump?
No.
No, she doesn't, because she only gets negative information about Trump. So she gets positive information about Obama, which is frustrating for her, but she also gets negative information about Trump. So my mom believes Trump is a horrible person. So she doesn't like Obama and Trump is horrible because she only watches CNN. That's what she understands. Now, if my mom watched Fox, my mom would feel really good. Yeah, Obama's bad. Obama's bad. Ooh, Trump might be good. Trump might be good. So here, if my mom watched Fox TV, her opinion would be very different. And it's the same people, but CNN and Fox change the facts that they give people. And because they change the facts, they give some facts, not all the facts, it affects my mom's opinion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So in this case, we can say CNN is biased for Obama and against Trump. And here we can say Fox is biased against Obama and for Trump. Okay?
Okay. Now it's clear.
Yeah. So, yeah. And so George, now in this situation, George, when they talk about bias, this is the definition that we're using, the first one. However, when we talk about bias, this is usually the definition that people talk about.
Okay. And then the last one, in early time, you ever explained about a difference between to be a part of and to be part of. but I just forgot. And could you explain again if you don't mind?
Yeah, these require thought. So this is the difference. Now, first of all, many Americans will use these two expressions the same way, but actually they are different. To be a part of means to be one aspect, one part of many. There are many parts, but you are one part. So is it easy to get rid of one part? Yes, because there are many other parts. So are you important? Not as important, not very important. There are many, many parts. You are just a part of something. So you can have pride that you're a part of something, but you're not that important, okay?
Mm-hmm.
To be part of something means you are woven into the whole thing. You are part of the whole. So it's not easy to get rid of you. Okay, so let me give you this. I'll try and make an example of a cake. So raisins are, well, I can't even spell raisins. I never can spell raisins. Raisins are a part of this cake. Let's see, I want to say powdered sugar. I'll use something else. Organic sugar is part of the recipe. I'm going to change it. Okay, so do you understand raisins are a part of the recipe? Organic sugar is part of the recipe. Do you understand that?
Oh, yes.
Good. So now we have the cake. Can you take out the raisins?
Yes.
Yes, if you do not like raisins, you can take out the raisins, right?
Yes, right.
They're a part of the recipe. They're a part. And once again, because a part, you can think of it as one part of many, and you can remove it. If it's gone, it's okay. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Organic sugar is part of the recipe. Can you remove the sugar?
No, we can't.
You can't. It's part of the whole. You can't remove it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you very much. Now I remember.
I hope so. This is a difficult concept, but I hope, and it depends on the situations, but yeah,
Yes. Oh, Jerome, thank you very much.
no problem. I think Andre had a question, or was it Alex? Alexander. Yeah, I know. Santa Raisin is part of DDM, and I never remember how to spell raisin. Santa Raisin is part of DDM. If Santa Raisin were gone, DDM would not exist.
Shane, I was trying to find out about Great Neck Girls. Could you follow this link?
Yeah, I know about it. Yeah, Great Neck Girls. Great Neck is a city in Long Island, and it's a city of basically very rich Jews. And you've got Jews from all over the world. You've got German Jews and Iranian Jews and American Jews. But anyway, it's basically a Jewish community and lots of Asians too, actually. Many Asians live there too. It is one of the wealthiest, richest parts of the United States, that community. The zip code is extremely rich. And therefore, the people who live there are like Beverly Hills people. They're very arrogant. They're very mean. Anybody else who lives in a poor community, they don't like, they look down on, they're very stuck up. So great neck girls and great neck boys do not date anybody who is from a poor neighborhood. George is from Brooklyn. Brooklyn is poor. Great neck people do not like poor people. That's what he's talking about. Rich girls.
Jewish American princess.
Exactly. Jewish American princes and princesses. Yeah.
And how do you distinguish between Jep as Jewish American princess and Jep as Japanese? It's the same?
Ah, okay. Yeah, Jewish American princesses, Jap, and Japanese Jap. Okay. Jap for Japanese is extremely derogative. Okay. Very offensive, right. It would be like, and we have these words, like Italian is wop, what are other ones? Anyway, we have lots of really horrible words. Irishman is a Mick. We have lots of just really bad words. So if you see a Japanese person and you refer to them as a Jap, that's really, really, really bad. Never do that. You shouldn't do that. If you do that, Japanese people are going to kick your ass. And Jap as in a Jewish American princess, I think this is a term that only Jewish people would use. Only Jews would use that expression. In America and Europe too, anyway, yeah, Jews for some reason are considered a minority, and therefore we have to be very careful with the language we use when we describe them. So just like black people, you know, this word, which I'm not supposed to say, it's a horrible word, and so is this and this and this. These are all just horrible words that we shouldn't use. This, on the other hand, is probably a term that only Jewish people would use. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Sergey, go ahead.
I need your help in using some, really small verbs. For example, smash, smoosh, smoosh. Smash, smoosh, smoosh.
And what's the third one?
S-M-U-S-H.
Smush.
S-M-U-S-H. Smush, yes, smush.
Okay. So smash would be to hit with your hand or fist or car very hard. So I smashed my car into the stop sign. I smashed my hand into the wall. I smashed my fist into his face. Okay, that's the idea of smash, to hit very hard. Smush would be to smash something or to step on something like a banana and destroy it and completely destroy it. And the idea of smush, there's going to be some liquid. Okay, so you can smush a banana, but you cannot really smush a can, an empty can or a bottle, an empty bottle. We don't smush a bottle, we break a bottle. We smush a banana, or we smush a sandwich, or we smush an insect. Okay, so that's the idea, to smash, step on like a banana and destroy it. And smush, I've never heard smush, but I imagine it's about the same thing as smush. These are kind of related to the sound. Okay?
And actually, the same point, mosh pit, mash, and mush.
Yeah, so a mosh pit is for dancing. Mash would be especially for potatoes, and mush. It depends on how you use it, but it's the mush would be mashed potatoes. Or if there's a wet snow, we can say it's mushy outside. Or if there was lots of rain, the ground feels mushy, kind of soft and wet. Mash, that's when we take potatoes and, excuse me, we take potatoes and we make them into mashed potatoes. I think everybody might know what mashed potatoes are.
Yeah,
Mash.
it's not a question, Shane. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody knows that.
Mosh pit, that's when especially boys they listen to punk music and in front of the stage, and they crash into each other. It's a very violent type of dance. And it's, I don't know, boys do it. Sergey, I imagine when you were young that you were a mosh pit boy. It's almost like fighting. You can see here. Yeah, these are.
Yeah, actually, MOSH, actually, it's not the same as the mash, not the same, yeah?
No, it's not the same. However, it does have the idea of violently coming together.
Okay. Mash, mash, mush,
I
whatever.
know, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Nice to know, Shane.
Uh,
Yeah,
it-
actually, I'm an old guy, same, yeah, as you.
it's fun learning these things.
But Mosh Pit, actually, nothing for us. The time is gone. Our time is gone. Yeah.
You know, Sergey, you make a really good point. And these are everybody, I want everybody to listen. These words, smush, smush, smash, mash, mush, let me ask everybody, do you think these are words for adults or words for children? They're words for kids. Kids know these words. These are what native English speaking children learn as little children, and they just know them. It's just easy. Now, me, when I was in Korea, these were some of the last words that I learned in Korean. Now, in Korean children, obviously not these words, but in the Korean language, Korean has the same thing. They have these words that every child knows, but as a Korean language adult learner, I never knew. It's very tough. And this is the same thing in English. Every American child knows these words. Every child knows exactly how to use these words, but many ESL students do not. So these are great questions, great things to know.
Okay, thank you. Nice point. Yeah, about language.
Yeah.
And actually, I didn't know about you learning some kind of words, at the end, yeah, of your Korean experience.
Every
Especially,
day. Yeah, every day there was something to learn, that's for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Great questions today, everybody. Mohammed, go ahead.
Yes, how do you pronounce in fact in daily English? Do you keep C or remove it?
Are you saying this word?
In fact, yes.
Definitely. The T. Okay, so it depends, Mohammed. In fact, if I'm speaking slowly, I'll definitely keep the T. So in fact, Tim did not go. So I'll just give you a couple examples. So in this sentence, I'm going to be, you assume Tim went, but I'm going to say, in fact, Tim did not go. Now I can also put it together. In fact, Tim did not go. I can connect the T's. In fact, Tim did not go. And if you listen carefully, it sounds like there is no T. And I'll give you one more. In fact, Kim went. In fact, Kim went. In this situation, we have a K, T, and a K. Probably the T will disappear. And we're just going to hear a big K sound. In fact, Kim went. That's no problem. So to answer your question, Mohammed, it depends. Now, Mohammed, when you are speaking English, I recommend that you keep the T. I want you to keep the T. So for your speaking, always think that you should keep the T. Eventually, when you don't think about it, it's going to sound natural. Okay?
Yes, got it.
Very good.
Another question. Could you explain the difference between sport, exercise, and workout?
Sport, exercise, and workout. You bet. And I've got another one here from Alexander. God, got, and gut. Okay, got, and gut. Okay, so let's do sport. Now, in America, we don't say sport. We say sports. Sport is quite British. And what they say is, I like sport. Do you like sport? In America, we say, I like sports. Do you like sports? And
I know.
Sports refers to team things, okay? Football, basketball, soccer, whatever. Exercise can be anything from stretching to basketball. It could be any form of physical activity, okay? And a workout, almost always, a workout is running, or swimming, or lifting weights. So, if I say to you, Mohammed, do you work out? That means, do you run? Do you swim? Do you lift weights? Do you exercise? That means, do you, whatever. Do you go bowling? It can be anything, any type of physical activity. And then, do you like sports? When we say, do you like sports? In America, we say this. So if somebody says, do you like sports? We would say, do you mean doing or watching? Both. I like playing golf and watching football. So this would be the typical idea. Does that make sense?
Yes, got it.
Very good, very good.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Let me take care of, and if you guys have questions, just keep them up there. Andre has bod, bot, and butt. Okay, good. Same pronunciation here. So God, got, and gut. So I'll talk about vowels first of all.
Let me try first,
Yep.
okay? God, got, got.
Good. One more time.
God, got, got.
Great job. Great job. I would make.
And
I would make.
Another one, Gad, if it were a word.
Yeah,
Gad.
it's a British, very British. Gad. So try it again.
It's, God, got, Gad.
You did very good. Not perfect, but very good. Let's just do the vowels. Let's just.
No, actually, you mean how many percent from perfect? No, just what's your guess?
Yeah. I would say like 90%.
Oh, that's okay for me.
Yeah. So obviously, you guys, in context, it'd be perfect. Oish. In context, no problem. But for comparison, it wasn't perfect. It was very good, but not perfect. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a sentence. Try that sentence.
Oh my God, I got a bad gut.
Perfect. Yeah. So once again, if we just compare these three words, how did you do? So about 90%. But in the sentence, no problem. Everybody's going to understand you.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. For people listening, I'll just emphasize the difference here. You have to really open your mouth. This is the short O sound. This is the short U sound. Uh. And this is the short A sound. Ah. So they should be completely different. God, got, gut, gad. They should be very, very different. The cod, cut. Yeah, I think I have a YouTube video about cod, cut. Yeah, these are cod, cut, cat. Exactly. Great pronunciation practice here. We can add bat here too. Bod, bot, butt, bat, cod, cut, cat. It's great practice, you guys. Very good practice. Very important to practice those sounds too. Americans have no problem. But remember, once again, in context, no problem. If I just said the word, people would say, what? Okay? But in context, it's going to be no problem. And that's always the key. So there's lots of English teachers who like to teach pronunciation with just one word. That's okay, but remember, nobody speaks in single word sentences. Very rare. So that connection is very important. Like the question, in fact, what about the T? Well, it depends. Next question. Great questions. Very good. I'm not going to have dialogue practice today unless you're dying to have a little bit of practice. Is anybody dying, or are you guys okay? Ninja?
Fine.
Good. Well, I'm so happy to be back. Now remember, you guys, at the end of the month, I will also have 1 or 2 weeks where I cannot teach. Hopefully no more than that. Regarding lessons, we're ahead. I think Mohammed is our newest member. So Mohammed, don't worry. As you stay a student, you'll realize Coach Shane almost never takes a vacation. I kill everybody. But I will be taking some time off. So, yeah, thank you, Sergey. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you. Shane never lies. I never rest either. You guys, happy 2016. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the great questions, and have a fantastic day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Shane,
Yeah.
in some hours, we're going to study TDM 281 and 2 or 2?
All three of them, 79, 80, and 81.
In some hours, the
That's right.
VIP class.
Yes, so in 4.5 hours later, yes.
All right, see you in some hours. Okay.
Excellent. I'll see you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Have a good one, Coach.
Take care. You too, Mohammed.
Bye, everybody. Happy New Year.
Take care, Matt. Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
Now you can go, Matt.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm going like